Hello, I'm Simon Buck and welcome to my business tips series. Now today we're going to talk about something called the Identity Iceberg. It's a fascinating model that really starts to unlock why people behave the way that they behave. So we only see a small fraction of what sits above the surface. We see the results, the actions and the behaviours of the people that are around us and of course of ourselves. But it's understanding, well, what's really driving those outputs that we see on the top and digging sometimes a little bit deeper and understanding what's happening below. So the first thing that gets influenced is the skills, the skill sets that we have. So if we do or we don't have a skill set, can massively impact the results, the actions and the behaviours that we see above. But if you then dig a bit deeper, sometimes that's down to beliefs. If you believe that you're not very good at maths, well then you might not take the necessary skills in order to learn it. And therefore the results and the actions and the behaviours you have at the top of the iceberg are one of somebody who appears to not be particularly comfortable with maths or numbers. But it's understanding, well, what drove that belief in the first place? If you dig then further a bit deeper, you end up with something called values. Now values are a little bit harder to change than beliefs. A belief is something that you believe to be true at a particular moment, until somebody demonstrates that it's potentially not true. And so your belief can instantly change. So beliefs can be powerful, but they can also be very, very quickly changed. Now values are a little bit more difficult to change. They're more bred within us. They are impacts, I suppose, of everything that happened around us for many, many years, creates the values that we attach to ourselves. Now if you have a value, I suppose, that money is the root of all evil, right? If that's something that you've absorbed, well, that then potentially becomes a belief that impacts the way that you have your skills and impacts the way that you potentially run or grow your business. Do I believe and do I value money, or do I believe it's a negative thing? And eventually we end up right at the very bottom of this, the deepest, darkest place, I suppose, within the identity iceberg, which is our identity, our true self. The thing that I suppose we would say to ourselves, about ourselves, if we were by ourselves. So the identity is a really, really deep-rooted thing. And there's only a few, I suppose, occasions in your life when identity truly changes. It might be the point where you become a parent, for instance. All of a sudden, your identity can change everything suddenly that you believe above. But identity, again, is also reacted and impacted by the environment and the people that you surround yourself with. I quite often meet people who say, I'm a small business owner. I find that really interesting. They're a business owner. They're not a small business owner. They're on the route to whatever they want it to become. But their identity will impact the behaviours and the actions, etc., that they take through here, and therefore can affect the very, very business that they've actually got. So understanding the identity iceberg, understanding it from the performance of your team, understanding it for some of your own potentially self-limiting beliefs, the things that you are trying to kid yourself that you can or can't do, are quite often deeply held under here. So perhaps digging a little bit deeper, understanding some of the motivators, some of the drivers that exist within the identity iceberg will truly unlock your full potential. Thanks very much.